Hello, and welcome to some more Krastorio 2. Played this yesterday, and a bit of a tweak to normal pattern. I'm following up with more Krastorio 2, only this time with less tiredness. I was completely shattered yesterday. Don't fully know why, because Friday was like a non day. But yes, hello, my name's Trismegistus, and I say we're playing some Krastorio 2, which is a full overhaul mod of Factorio. A complete overhaul mod, I should say. I did do, so yesterday, on yesterday's stream, we did a bit with the Imersite. So I had a bit of a fiddle round. Wow, that's loud. Okay. That's loud on there as well. Okay. Let's take that down. I'm going to see about how you do audio ducking because it's a bit silly how loud some of the things are. That's still very loud, but not... No, it is ridiculously loud, isn't it? Maybe if I turn it down a little on the stream. There we go. Hopefully that's better. Oh, hang on. Why is that not... Oh, there we go. What the heck had happened there? Hello? Yeah, that's working. Oh, I don't know what's going on with the settings on this. It's all got a bit funky. Yeah, there we go. Don't know what's going on there. But yeah, so I had a bit of a play around with Imersite, but I was so tired, I didn't really do a lot. And I got to a point where because what I planned to do, I thought would take basically all stream, was to get these two up and running. So the optimization and the matter tech cards. But it didn't take that long at all. So this morning, I sort of set a bunch of jobs going. For example, as you can see here, set the upgraded thing. It's not that much faster, but it's a bit faster. So it lets me run around a bit quicker. I also put some cross paths on so that I could dash between them a bit. They're a bit random, but just to help me dash across. I've done a bit of upgrading as well. So I set these to green. I'll turn these to green. Upgraded to red belt and that sort of thing. Bit of upgrading here of belts and machines. I've also put some beacons on these rather than just upgrade them. What else did I do? I mean, the other thing I do is I cleared off these lanes. So I was puzzling yesterday whether wood, coal and iron were used anywhere. Iron is used, but only for the production of concrete. That was it, so I've chopped it off there. Wood and coal, well, wood is used in the circuits, and coal, obviously I've got this here as my sort of emergency backup power. So there's that, but both wood and coal were used, but only in military tech. So this here, because the military tech uses, what's this called? Coke, I think it is? Something like that. It uses that, so... As you can see, there's still plenty on this belt, but the belt itself is now no longer wood and iron. In fact, I should probably get rid of this here, so it's properly disconnected, like that. So I can repurpose 3 of these belts now. My plan, and what I've also done, I've taken the connectors out, taken the inserters out. So the machines are here, and I think I'm probably going to leave them in case I decide like I want to turn biters on and we want to do combat and that sort of thing. But what I also did while I was chugging away doing that, because I just set a load of jobs going and just left it running again while I was doing a load of admin. Yeah, so I disconnected this basically. So science hasn't really progressed very much. So we'll reconnect this like that. And what we can do now, I think we can pick up some of these machines and put a new one on, sort of thing. Again, it seems super loud. Maybe it was super loud yesterday and I was just so half asleep that I didn't notice. They are ridiculous. I mean, that drowns me out is the problem. So yeah, because one of these uses 5 of these, so we can basically sort of pick up the first 5. In fact, I'll do it by... Oops. Do it by hand. What are you trying to... So I started putting some of the tech cards on here so that they get recycled. When I pick them up, rather than just exploding into my inventory. So say if we pick up 5 of these, because we want sort of the end ones to be there to eat through the last bit of science. I don't know why it keeps doing that. Oh, that's set to 0. Okay, don't want that. So set that to 5. How many have I got then? So on the way 0. What? Oh, is that because I set the machine up, didn't I? Did I set machine? Like I've not, and I didn't. I haven't finished all the upgrading. So, for example, the machines aren't all done. Yeah, I set that up. Yeah. Yeah, so it's making them there, which is good because they take absolutely ages. But that means I can set that to 0, so that it recycles them, and instead. I need to rework this. I don't know why that's set to 100. Let's have a look. See. Which one is it? It's the Singularity Labs. So if we set that to say, well, I'll just put it on 5. I don't have 5, obviously. But yes, so I say we can sort of pick these up in order, and hopefully then it will basically eat through these lanes as much as I can, if that makes sense. I think we want 2 more. Because that would be 1. Was there 1 there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I think I picked up 6. I mean, it doesn't hurt to do a few. Because this is just... It's going to use it up in military. Yeah, the military sciences. So if that's 2, 4, 6, 8. Let's do another 2 then. There we go. So yeah, so that'll get recycled basically. I'm going to have to move that. We can also put the ghosts in. For when it's eventually done them. I might as well copy that down, mightn't I? And hopefully once there's like... And I can always, by leaving the machines as well, I can work through them in the sense of, if it turns out I've got lots of one science left over for some reason, we can just temporarily put the others back on to eat through that one. So I'm not too fussed if they end up sort of backed up in the system. Excuse me, I got a bit uncomfortable there. A lot of back problems lately. Right. Hopefully that's a bit better. Right, yes. So the plan for today is just to continue with the Imersite stuff. I say I sort of got a lot further than I was thinking I would, and then kind of stopped and didn't really progress any further. So yeah, I've turned that back on, haven't I? I've turned the science back on. Let's just have a quick look. Yeah, I've turned the ridiculously loud science back on. That is absolutely bonkers how loud that is. And they'll kick in once it's made them. Has it taken off of me? It has. Okay. So what we want to do, because that's to get us a sort of a better version, by the looks of things, of electronic components. I'm not quite sure how it's better in a sense. I assume it produced more for, because we're swapping in lithium, I think. I think that's what we're doing instead of green circuits. So I think that's what's kind of going on there, but I'm not entirely sure. I'm tempted, if I'm honest, to sort of leave that one be. You know, to turn it off, because it's going to take a while with only just 2 machines on it. In fact, let's recycle a few more, shall we? So we only need a couple just to trickle, you know, trickle consume the military. So here we go. So if we were to do another 1, 2, 3, 5. Like that. That should make us another one. But it is 5, isn't it? Singularity Labs. Oh, here we go. They're bringing them to me. That's why they're not. I was wondering why they weren't getting laid down. It's because they're bringing them to me. I'm going to have to move that, aren't I? It's going to be right in the way. So, so if I put that there instead. What am I going to need? In fact, do I even need one here? Not sure I do I really? Don't think that's going to alter the price of fish until I come to deconstruct this, which I probably never will. Right, so if I turn my request down to 0, then each should have them available to make. Okay. The quantum computers... Oh, I've got 2 for some reason. Okay. So maybe if we put that on 10. Something like that. But they're the ones we need to use for... science from now on, I believe. So hopefully it'll make at least one of those. And research will actually chug through it. I was wondering why it was going so small. Oh, hello, Crazy Bacon here. How you doing? You having a good Sunday? Yes, so, as I say, because I sort of flaked out at the end of yesterday, we've not done a whole lot that I can do, if you see what I mean, because we've not got too many machines. We could, you know, the 2 we built, or 2 we researched, the quantum computer and Singularity Lab, I've made. So I haven't really got a lot of sort of new machines to make. I've made the cards already. I mean, we could try and get a Spidertron on the go. Oh, it's a bit... Is it different? It's sort of different, isn't it? Because it's replaced some of the items. So basically an AI core instead of a fish. And then it's very, very similar. So we could maybe set up a little production area for Spidertrons as a sort of a thing to do while I wait for these technologies to research. Because I could... This Imersite isn't actually... because I've put modules in it and stuff. Oh, that is so loud. Because I've put modules in it, I could actually support more machines, but then I'm running into the pipes. Do you have a moment to talk about our Lord and Saviour for Far Reach? Oh! The Far Reach mod, you mean? I'm not sure I've got Far Reach on, actually. I don't think I put it on in this. This is just like the on the page for the Krastorio 2 mod. It lists out some recommended mods, and it's just literally those. There's a lot of resources, a lot different from Spidertron and Vanilla. Is it really? It's difficult to tell for me because I don't know Spidertron's recipe very well. I know it needs... it's 4 rocket launchers, isn't it? And I suppose a Portable Fusion Reactor 2 is higher level than what I do. And in fact, can I even make them? Because don't they require... Oh no, I can make them. Okay. I thought that was an Imersite one, but it isn't, is it? But yeah, I should probably put Far Reach on. I say I just went with the sort of recommended list on the portal. Remove the fish for spider. Yeah, so it's an AI core now on this one. Well, I'm just thinking about doing a, like a request, like a requester and, provider type setup. I don't think I'm. What's that flashing at there? Oh, that's the missing lab, isn't it? So I think I'll just take that out, actually. We'll put it down here, because most of the stuff is going into chests down here. So where should we put this? If we put it... So the other thing we could mess about with is nuclear. Maybe I could slot it in there. That's a bit of a gap. The fish was a good driver. He was, yes. I was like that little joke of a fish. Is the brains of the Spidertron. Guess it did the Spidertron, yeah. Yeah, so we'll just do a little area, I think. I've been making substations. I don't think I've used like a single one. So I just forgot they were there almost. Right, so if we do a little sort of grid area, and then I say we'll just do, sort of a wait. How did I manage to get that in the wrong place? There we go. So to make Spidertrons, we'll do it in reverse order basically. So only be useful to set some of these up anyway, because some of them I can't make, can I? It won't let me hand make things like Imersite and stuff like that. Things made out of Imersite. So, Spidertron. So he's there. So AI cores and all of this stuff, apart from efficiency modules, we don't have them. Not making rocket launchers or any of these, but radars and all that sort of stuff we've already got. So I'll just do a requester chest and put that there, that there, storage chest, spiders. I'm kind of imagining what I'm going to have to scale up quite a bit at some point to get a reasonable production. I may not have to, but if I need to scale up, an army of Spidertrons is obviously quite useful. So let's do just say 2 in a box. And then we want over its stack size, if it's so there. Copy that there. Get some roboports. I need to clear all this up. I've made a bit of a mess. That's kind of me in general, made a bit of a mess. Right. Couple of roboports there. And did I copy that in? I did. So things like AI cores and etc. So we need to make some rocket launchers. And they're just simple ingredients, so that's fine. In fact, I might just, if I just copy up this, I can set it to what I need to for each one. Like that. Right, so copy that over there. And then, so if they use 4 each, is it 4 still? Yeah. Then if we set this to say 12 or something like that. 12. I told this story quite a few times before, but well, it's not really a story, but I already did that, didn't I? I never really cared about the Spidertron. I didn't really see it as being a thing in a sense. I didn't absolutely not. Didn't care whether they really added it or not. It's just a meme joke to me, you know, sort of so what. And then when they actually added it, it was like one of the best things they ever added, and I use it all the time. I say, to me, it always seemed like a daft novelty, So I want to make exoskeleton 1s and portable fusion reactor 2s. Okay. So exoskeleton ones. So I might make this a little area of making, you know, personal stuff anyway. So exoskeleton ones. Steel plate processing unit, electric engines. I think all of those are already in the system. And then how many do you need? You need 4. Okay. In fact, actually, let's set that one to 1. Just already done that. Cool. So connect that. Exo ones. Let's say 4, 8, 12 again. Now, are electric engines... Oh, they are. Okay. Wasn't sure they were being made anywhere. So, Fusion 2... Oh, Fusion 2 doesn't require Fusion 1. Okay. Huh. Interesting. Most of them have been upgrades rather than... Yeah, so that requires level 1, that requires level 2, that requires level 3. But this one's just straight new. Okay. It is expensive though, isn't it? 250. Right, so connect that. And number 2s. Make sure it's only doing 1 at a time. How many does it need? Is it just 1? Yeah. So we set that to 3. Boop. Cool. And the next one is the efficiency modules, isn't it? Now, I think I'm making efficiency modules over here somewhere. This bit. Oh, look, that's empty. Why is that empty? Oh, because there'll be some in the other place. Now, do I just leave that? Yeah, let's just leave that. Well, I'll get the bots to bring over level 3s. So, if we pop another one of these in, do a bit of that. In fact, so we might as well make that a bit of a template. Let's say we'll set that to efficiency 3s. Now you require 2 efficiency 3s. Okay. So if we set this to 6. And again, stop it going mad. Ah. So yeah, blues. Have I put blues in a chest? Yes, I have. Here we go. But I guess the other one is absolutely cane in it, isn't it? Because that's like 200 it needs. So if we let that chunk through it so it can work more. But yeah, I boosted up the blues quite a bit. And then obviously had to boost up the reds, and that's why I boosted up the greens, and etc, etc. Have we made a spider yet? Not quite. Because you need level 2s. There it goes. Now, is that everything? It's got everything there that it needs. Okay. So, what would be useful for me to have? I mean, I'd like one of them. But we'd need to get nitric acid in here. I think I'll just well, I can't hand make it, can I? Because it needs nitric acid. So, if I just put a 1 machine here. In fact, yeah, let's just leave that to do like that. And then can I hook up nitric acid? I think I'm right where the fluids are. I guess I could stick it in a barrel or something. But yeah, you see, this is where the fluids are. Can we hop and skip and jump around? That's the question. Is it going to reach over? No, of course it isn't. They're longer pipes, but not that long. So across here. So I'm going to need, 1 night efficient thing. So, oh, that's bad positioning, isn't it? So maybe probably a better idea to barrel it, isn't it? But yeah, whatever. I've chosen this path. Let us plough on. Right, so in fact, let's just hook that up like that. And across to there. Put you on there. So it's kind of, I say, I'm sort of going to chunk through a bunch of stuff, you know, that I need, as it were. While we do some research, because now Imersite's not going in, is it? And I guess low density, we've just run out. Oh, it needs, no, it doesn't need 3 of them. It's just that it requests multiple. Yeah, so if I manually put that one in, I get rid of that to avoid confusion. So Imersite crystals, when I've got 780, is that all it needs? Yeah. So it's the low density structures we're missing. Now, do I happen to have a few? I do. Cool. I don't actually know what this does over and above the blanket. Oh, everything's gone pink. Is that better? Yeah, that's better, isn't it? So that's with regular, you know, without the effect. The world has gone pink. I don't know if you can you tune that in some way? Right, so what else would be good for me to make that I just need a small handful of? I mean, I could make like a shield generator and lasers and stuff. I mean, I suppose there's a question, what do I want to put in the Spidertron as well? So we could put some of those on the go. So the Spidertron's going to need level 2 roboports, unless... Is there a level 3 roboport? It's high level shield, high laser defense. I can't... Oh, so there is another... And so an antimatter reactor. Okay, but that's some way down the line, I think. Superior inserters. Advanced inserters built with Imersite for unparalleled speed and capacity. Okay. So it doesn't like there's a new roboport. What's that? Singularity beacon. A significant, smaller and more powerful beacon. Oh, okay. I was in effect, you know, effect transmission beacon. Okay. So I can't see another roboport. So I'd assume that's not an issue. Right. So I can make some level 2s. And how do I normally usually put in? It's normally depends on the job of the robot, the Spidertron, but it's usually sort of 3 or 4. So if we set this to, I don't know, 10 or something. I did once leave one of these running. I think it was making roboports. And I just had an insane number of roboports. You know, that I couldn't possibly have made enough Spidertrons to use all the roboports. So less than 10. What are you requesting? So low density structures are a bit of an issue, aren't they? And this needs level 1. Oh, so this one is an upgrade one. Okay. So do I want to direct insert that? If I was to make level 1s there, that's normal friendly ingredients. So if we request that in, do an inserter, take it off that list. Cool. Same, I guess, for legs. And Because we want to give it level 2 legs, I guess, don't we? And all of that stuff is now available. Have I got level 2 legs on? Oh, I have, haven't I? So it's really about the batteries and the solar panels. It's taking ages then. Jeez Louise. It won't have... No, it won't have made it along, will it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's got to be one sat somewhere. Because I had exactly 25. After I made one. But yeah, hopefully that'll make it... Let it make one more of them. What the heck have I done there? With the inserters? Because they're not aligned properly, are they? Have I accidentally moved it one tile up somehow? Because that should be... Not sure what I've done there. But that's feeding in wrong, basically. That one should be there. I've overlapped it somehow, I think. Okay. Leave it to that. It's a very noisy business. Yes, so, if this is level 2, and we only want, you know, a few of these, but... so each Spidertron maybe has a leg or 2. So if we're sort of talking 3, so maybe 6 of these? Oh, we can already make... Oh, no, no. I can't make them because I haven't done the research, have I? Yeah, okay, yeah. So that'll be an upgrade at some point. This needs to be level 2. Did I copy it in already? I did. Request from buffer. I've set that to 0, so that's done. So maybe 4. You know, I'm not really making low density structures in any particular volume, so. And I guess I can recycle these, can't I? Get them. In fact, so that gives it legs and higher level legs. The question is around batteries and, well, portable fusion reactors I'm already making, so maybe we power it with those? Am I fussed about, because I've got 3 of them. Oh, in fact, can I make the next level of power armor? No, I can't. Why not? Oh, because it's way down there. Okay. That's annoying. Okay, so if I wanted to upgrade my personal batteries and things, I mean, well, let's have a look. Let's have a look at Spidertron. See what it's. Oh, it requires fuel, does it? Or does that just mean the? Oh, I guess I could make rockets as well. But say I'm not doing any military because I'm not clearing out fighters. Anyway, let's see what the grid looks like on this. Because it looks bigger to me, but that just maybe my imagination. So if that goes in there... No, it's the same, isn't it? Okay. Let's put that back. Oh, of course, the portable fusion reactors require nuclear fuel, don't they? I forgot about that. Yeah, because you have to put fuel in it. Completely forgot about that. So does it need fuel? Oh, it needs fuel anyway. And it needs DT fuel cells. Ah. So will it not work with solar panels then? I was hoping I might be able to get away with that. If that's not going to... So does it just not move? No, it won't move. Okay. I guess that takes away... Although the grid would power the actual equipment in it, wouldn't it? I guess. Okay. So I'm going to have to mess about with nuclear anyway if I want to do Spidertrons. Interesting. We're way off on these. I say it's very slow. I could stick some... That's so loud. Could stick some speeds in, I guess, couldn't I? It's about to get done. So I'm not actually necessarily fussed about doing that. You know, building that yet. Because I want to get these more interesting things, really. Okay, I guess this is now messing about with nuclear power thing, because I hadn't realised that you would require deuterium tritium fuel. Okay, and I've not done any of that. Right, okay. So that... the step up is in the number you get. So, okay. So it's 2 glass, 2 silicon, 2 plastic in 4 seconds. So it still takes a second. The time is the same. But you have 1 more glass, 1 more silicon, and 1 more plastic, plus 3 lithium, and you get 10 out. Ah, okay. So it is a lot more efficient in terms of the basic resources, isn't it? Cool, okay. So I'm not too fussed about doing that now, because we're not struggling for electronic components just yet. Okay. So, nuclear stuff. Right, where is it? Empty DT fuel cell. DT fuel cell. So we would need tritium and heavy water. How the heck do we make heavy water? I assume in some kind of nuclear power plant. Click on the right thing, Triz. Well, I guess let's work it backwards. So we can do it in a regular chemical plant, though, so that's okay. Oh, was there anything else I should set that up, shouldn't I? Sorry. Getting half a job done. So if I want some Imersite, big portable Imersite solar panels. Oh, okay. Because I don't think I've got any of them, have I? But yeah, if we put that on there, so it's connected up to the nitric already, and see what it can access. It can't access... Why do I keep getting Imersite crystals? Yeah, so we're not actually making any of the level 1s. So if I just sort of make some of them as well. Although, can I just upgrade mine? Can I just stick these in? That didn't appear to be a recipe option, did it? So if I was to change that to them... So there's no upgrade path for big portable to big portable Imersite. Okay. No. Right. So that actually needs to be those ones then. Because that's requesting them. And it'll also need... Oh, that's annoying. Let's put it there then. that. Oh, and it doesn't need that. So it just needs components and... Why is it requesting them things? So it doesn't need them, does it? That's the big ones. That's the Imersite ones. And this requires the regular ones. So, oh, why have I put that there? So this requires the regular ones. All of which you can get. This requires Imersite, which I don't think I'm putting in anywhere. Them, which I've now directed fed. This requires them. Okay. So the question is, how many of them do I want? And I've currently got 4. Okay, so let's put 4 of them on. Just make me 4, please. In fact, actually, let's make 3. So it can't make them because it doesn't have the Imersite. Okay. But Imersite should now be up here somewhere. Although it's Imersite crystals. I'm not sure I'm a fan of this pinky hue. I mean, I don't dislike purple fundamentally. Like pink. Purple, pink. That's a bit off-putting there. So, if I just put a little storage chest here. So, if we do one of them, it would be intermediates. And then connect. Like that. Maybe 200 or something. Missed. Over to here. Like so. Put a little light on it. Put a little birdhouse in my soul. Right. So that's going to make me some big Imersite solar panels. I also want big personal batteries. And how are those made? Because we're at level 3 to them, but I could hand make them by the looks of things. Okay. So if I chop them out... I'm not quite sure why I'm going so big with these, because... So I'm not having to run military stuff. But whatever. So if I want 2 of them... Because each one requires 2. So 1.5, 2.0. I might as well just have one of them then. If it's double the effectiveness. Cool. Okay. Right. Let's mess about with nuclear power. What could possibly go wrong? Where was I doing that? Because I'm happy keeping this. This energy shield's just to keep me safe from radiation, basically. So unless it goes nuts with deuterium things. So this would need tritium, empty fuel cells, and heavy waters. Okay. How the heck do we make heavy water? Now, first we bang out elbow on the table. Where's that then? Have I clicked on the wrong thing? What? Oh, fluids. Yes, I have clicked on the wrong thing. Heavy water. Craft. That's the barrel. Heavy water is made by an electrolysis plant. From water. Oh, right. So it's just basically taking... Oh, right. So it's just... okay. It's sort of just purifying or condensing heavy water out of light water, I guess. Regular water. Okay, so we would need to hook that up to a water supply, but that would get that. Tritium and empty DT fuel cells. How do I make empty DT fuel cells? I make them from... Oh, that's the recycle thing. From rare metals and low density structures. Okay, that's fine. And they're made in any of the regular assembly machines. Okay, so that would be empty DT fuel cells. Righty-ho. It also needs tritium, tritium, tritonium, which is there. We make that. Is that the making it? Oh, that's the making it, isn't it? From rare metals, lithium, and U235. Okay. Oh, it's made in a centrifuge then. Okay, have I got any of them? I've got 10 of them. Superb. So this can make them. Because I've actually got. Because I've left it running without doing any nuclear stuff. It's basically eaten through almost this entire patch. And I've got 3.9 thousand U235 and 29,000 U238. Because it's just been left there basically eating through it. Because this is a tiny demand, as it turns out. I thought this was going to be more significant, but it's not very much at all, that. At the moment, anyway. Right, so, if we were trying to make... How long do they take to make? 10 gigajoules. I've no idea what the burn rate is, have I? So if it's 10 gigajoules, will it tell me on here? Max consumption 1.6 megawatts. Okay. So if it's... Isn't that 1,000? 10 gigajoules. Max consumption 1.6 megawatts. So, yeah, it's like 800 seconds it would last at full chat. I don't know if it's one of those fuels where it just burns it no matter what. If it's like normal nuclear, it will. But we'd only need one every 10 minutes or 8 minutes or so then. No, 800 seconds is more like 15 minutes, isn't it? Something like that. Okay. And how long do they take to make? Only 10 seconds. So just whatever one machine making them. I wonder if I can put prod modules in. Oh, I can. Okay. Oh, not that one. I'm looking at the wrong one. That one. Oh, and that's 5, so that's even quicker. Okay. Right. The question then is where am I going to make this? Because I guess I want it... It obviously needs to be in the Roboport range. We want it fairly close to here. But what are they actually used in nuclear trains and stuff then? Doesn't tell you the usage in here. MTT, there you go. Usage. Oh no, that means the recipe usage. Okay. Imagine just crushing them. Crikey. Oh, a fusion reactor. Okay. One fusion reactor can support 20 advanced turbines. Wowza. Crikey. But I guess I can also put them in these nuclear trains. Not that have I unlocked nuclear trains? I don't think I have I? Oh, I have. How do I make nuclear trains then? So that's a regular train. Oh, there they are. Nuclear locomotive. Doesn't give me a description. I assume it burns these ones, rather than something for... consumes nuclear fuel. I guess whatever type of nuclear fuel you put into it. Because this one it specifically said, didn't it? DT fuel cells. Consumes fusion fuel. That's got to be DT. Okay. So if I wanted to run 2 of these, because this will produce at twice the rate. So 5 seconds. Oh, no. Takes... No, 1. Takes 1. So this would produce 2. No, it wouldn't. Other way round. 5 seconds. So we would need 2 of them. But how many of everything else would we need? So we would need 11 more of these. Why is that giving me an excess? Oh, because these have different craft rates, don't they? That's fine. I don't mind if it's a bit slow. So we'd need 11 of those and like 1 more of these. Or possibly I could balance it with beacons and stuff. That's quite a lot of them. So I'm wondering if maybe I should be moduling them. Because that is quite a lot. Yeah, that's going to help out quite a bit, isn't it? Okay, so I think I'm going to put it over here, because worst case, if we sort of suddenly decide we want to go nuclear, as it were, then we can build something here, and it's sort of tucked out the way, because I assume this is going to be horribly radioactive. So if I put this, say, maybe here? Yeah, we can have a pump. Have I got any pumps? Probably not. Nope. Just put a pump or 2, say here. And then we'll need wind turbine. Where did that go? Oh, there it is. Wind turbine. Power. Bit of working room. And then... Was it 11 of these? I think it was, wasn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. 2, 3, 4, 6. If that's put the power in. Wait, it's that one, isn't it? And a light, gotta have a light. Oops, missed. See if I can line this one up properly. Go. And then let's bring a bit of power down. Like so. Deafened again. Cool, okay. Output then. I mean, heavy water technically would be radioactive itself, I guess, wouldn't it? If it's that sort of heavy water. Oh, it is really loud, isn't it? I don't understand why it was okay yesterday and it's horrendous today. Let's put that there just in case I need to do something with it. If it's radioactive, it's not giving me any kind of... Oh, I took my batteries out, didn't I? Where's my lovely nuke? There it is. There we go. Right. Does it make me these as well? Let's make 2 of them. Because it doesn't have enough Imersite crystals. Because they're still on the way. Okay. So let's leave that for a second. Okay, so let's theoretically assume that if we did go nuclear, I'd need to put, you know, another row of these in, you know, for a bit of extra moral support. But we'll take them out. So this would be some sort of extra water. Yes, not sure about the pinkness. I don't know if that's configurable somewhere. Yeah, so that's heavy water coming out. And that needs to go where? Oh, that goes straight in there. Okay. But we also need empty DT fuel cells and tritium. Now, what was the ratio on the tritium? So slightly under. Can I get it to play ball? If I do something like that. Yes, so it's slightly over. I wonder if I can boost the speed on this. To the degree that it will work. So 0.273. In fact, do I want beacons in here as well? Modules in here? Even if I wanted them, it won't let me put them. I'll say I don't think I need them any faster than just whatever one machine produces, but we'll see. We can always boost it up. Still too much, so we can put at least one prod in there. Possibly another one. No. Tips the balance the other way. So I think it's just direct inserting these basically. So we'll cut and paste this somewhere down here. I'll just put machines there for a second. So if we have, what's a good arrangement? Because this needs access to the fluid. So if there was theoretical bacon there, then, so it needs fluid. Let's line it up like that. I mean, that would be wherever it was, if I do end up doing that, but it's probably a bit overkill, really. And then what? Because this needs a bunch of stuff bringing. That needs a bunch of stuff bringing. As does that. Oh, no. That's just all direct insertion, isn't it? Or direct feeding. So I could put these here. And then we could have just like a row of, you know, requesters and stuff. So the output for that one. But then these are requesting things. Oops. Obviously need to get some RoboPort action on the go. Oh. I've connected it to that power pole. I was not doing anything. Right. So this is going to be our eventual... Wait, I put these the wrong way around, haven't I? Oh, no, that's the full one. So we would need to connect a pipe up to that. And then these are direct inserts. And then these two need to request some ingredients. And round these up a bit higher. So make that, I don't know, 50? I think it stacks to 200 or something, doesn't it? What have I got? I must have it in my... Yeah, it stacks to 200 anyway. But these only stack to... Oh, they stack higher in this, don't they? So let's put it on 50. I don't think I'm producing anything like what I need for that. So we need lithium. I'm not sure that's in the system. Obviously the U235 is... They're like gangbusters. No, it isn't. So I'll make that 50 again. Let's just make that 50. And then we can make that, say, 200. It's finally a use for lithium. Did I bring it all the way down here? I don't think I did. I can't see it. So lithium's over here. Comes down on that belt there. Yeah, it just goes there and there. So, given I'm requesting it, we might as well just pop a little storage in. And this wants to be lithium. Yeah, that's cool. And then this wants to be, say, 200 of your finest lithiums, please. Not 2,000, 200 lithiums. Right. Put that over there. So they'll fill that in at some point. So in theory, is that just a that must be just a sloshing effect? It going up and down, unless it does. Oops. Dissipate in some way, evaporates or something. So that's the heavy water. So it's just waiting on the tritium, which needs the lithium, which is not happening because that's got no power. Brilliant. Bit surprised there wasn't some just randomly sat in the system, actually. Okay, you must have made my big power thingies by now. Big solar, whatever I call it. Yes, you have. Okay. Chop that off. There should be... Oh, no, there isn't one in the machine. Why is there not one in the machine? Because there's not enough Imersite. Let's pop it in there. Do you need anything else? No. So it needs one more. And then we'll have them. So I can swap them out. Is that a portable generator running on it? I guess it is, yeah. I'm not quite sure why I put that on. Oh, backup thing, I guess. But it could do with more roboports, really, instead. Speaking of which, let's grab one of those. Pop that there. I could arrange these a lot better, couldn't I? No. Right. Yes. So. I guess this needs to request up fuel then, doesn't it? Which would be where? In here, maybe? There we go. So, how many do you want it to request? I guess 10? Don't know if that's a good number or not. Hopefully it'll do the automatic insert thing it does with, like, the rockets. Interesting. We will have to see. But let's give it some legs. Oh, I can't put them in. Oh, okay. Is that because it's not fueled, or just because it doesn't let you do that? Does it have a... equipment grid? So does this say what can go in an equipment grid? That says placed in equipment grid. Oh, but it's only for you. Ah. So what can go in there? Ah, okay. What the heck is an energy absorber? Oh, that's the auto-charging thing. I think we've done one of the technologies anyway, so we can now actually do something useful. So belt immunity can go in there. Are they not automatically immune like they are normally? So it can have shield generator. It can have battery. It can have roboport. Oops. So in this, it just stops it from having legs, basically. I wonder why they've done that. So there's that vehicle roboport. What? What's the difference between them then? Construction area. Oh, that's the gigantic one, isn't it? There's one that's really big. Ah, you use electric engines. I remember someone telling me that now. You've not been shouting at me in chat, have you? So it's these I should be making, not legs. And they're, well, we'd need to make them. Ah, okay. I mean, it's useful having the legs anyway, because aren't these upgrade? It's an upgrade system, isn't it? What's lulled me into thinking that is because it uses them in the recipe. So they're made with legs, but you don't put legs on them. But yeah, so we've done Imersite processing, so we can get that on the go. So this is not what I need, is it? This needs to be... This needs to be what? This needs to be the advanced additional electric engine. And then that needs to have an input here of an additional electric engine. Part of that is because I haven't been messing about with those at all. I haven't done anything on those. Because we haven't had any train issues. So that needs to be a different recipe. We take the legs out, put them there. Don't need any of that rubbish. That's a direct insert. This doesn't have electric engine units. Is that because there just aren't any? Or is that a different thing and I'm getting confused? No electric engine unit. No, it's just that there's so much demand for them. Yeah, there we go. So it wasn't assigned to the list. So how many of those do we want then? I don't know how big they are. Oh, I forgot about the level 2 legs. Got loads of level 1 legs as well. Crikey. Let's put them in there, just for the sake of it. So my big portables I'm getting rid of as well. Get rid of them. Oh, I've got a level 1 port. Okay. But it's not an upgradable thing, is it? Is this... Oh, it's the symbol has gone. Does it not auto-place them in there, then? Or is that just that there are only 10? Oh, there's millions of them. In fact, I've not set a condition on that, have I? But we set it to 50 anyway, so we've got a good stock. So why then does it just not do the insertion? Enable logistics while moving. Personal. Are you meant to put solar panels in them? Because I just got rid of my solar panels. Because well, let's build one of these. Seriously, no electric engines? Have I got any on me? Yes, I have 50. So if I put some of them in there, I can at least see how big it is then. Well, it should tell me, shouldn't it, on the description? 4x4. And those are the big meaty roboports. 96 by 96. 40 by 40. 2 megawatt, 5 megawatt, 5 megawatt. 30 megawatt. Okay. So it's these I should be making, not level 2s. I've just gone and assumed everything again, haven't I? So it's those I should probably be making. But they do require level 1, so it's not too much of a waste. And we get rid of that stuff. I'll change this condition to be them. I don't know that I need 10 though. So it's no harm having some of them. I'm hoping my grid is bigger. And I'm guessing it can use them anyway. Yeah. How would I test if this is working or not? So when normal Spidertrons, if when you're using your rockets, it'll auto-fill it. So if they've got them in the trunk, it'll and that runs out, it'll auto-fill it. But it doesn't look like the fuel auto-fills on this. Well, they're saying that. Although that wouldn't be enough, would it? So it needs to be 20 because it counts that as being part of in the logistic system, even though it's being burned. Oh, we're going to have to get rid of that as well, aren't we? So we're going to have to be get rid of that. What do we do with them then? There's got to be a recycle, hasn't there? What do we think a recycle would look like? So if that's a usage, produces empty DT fuel cells. But how do I... Oh, I guess it's automatic effectively, isn't it? Because... Yeah, so what I should do here is have a request for them. I guess we could set it quite high, say 100 or whatever. And then we'll connect this to the network. It doesn't count what's in requesters though, does it? I could connect it with a logic thingy instead. And we'll say if that chest has got, well, we want it to turn on if that chest has got less than 5 in it or something. I've connected it to the wrong blooming chest, haven't I? I'm an idiot. So that's requesting empty ones. So if Spidertron eventually... It's not going anywhere. So it's not gonna burn any fuel. It's not going anywhere. Wander, 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 wander. Yeah, so it started burning a fuel. Ah, oh no. I thought it was inserting it. Unless you've just not got anything in. Trunk 10. Maybe because there's no demand? Have I made anything I can use? So, we've got them. So if I was to put one of you in... Oh, they're enormous, aren't they? Compared to the grid size. So is it just... Oops. Speed... It's just under... I can't tell. 40 something. No, so it's not drawing power from the internal thing. It's just not... This isn't fueling. Is there some way of doing that then? That I'm not understanding. Because we need to put that in. Oh! What? That'll be the problem then. What does it use then? Consumes nuclear fuel. Is that not nuclear fuel then? Oh, it's a portable nuclear reactor. It's not a portable fission reactor. I'm guessing that's something we must eventually unlock then? Well, that's portable antimatter reactor. Is there no portable fission reactor? Yeah, fusion reactor, sorry. So what do you consume? Consumes antimatter fuel. I guess there's no fusion version then? Or am I just being a complete and total biff? Because that consumes nuclear fuel. Consumes nuclear fuel. Consumes fusion fuel. Oh, it's the wrong one. The wrong one in. So my one that I've got on me consumes that. So if I like put one in, and it hasn't put any more in. What an idiot. Yeah, now we're rocking. Yeah, so that has increased the speed. But this doesn't seem to be auto-fueling. It's now the right fuel, isn't it? We can always see what it does when it runs out. Because it's usually then that it actually does it. Right. What did that establish? That I'm a bit of an idiot. That's what it established. We want some of these advanced laddies then, don't we? How big are these? Oh, those are 4x4. Brilliant. Okay. Right. Okay. How big are these ones? Have you not made any? They got some there. Okay. Oh, they're 4x4 as well. So it looks like speed or roboports, basically. I could always have it just have normal roboports, I guess, but that's 100 robots, you see. Anyway, it needs to request up said robots. Does it not? So at least it's ready to go from that point of view. Let's put them away. That way. That way. I haven't put any filters on any of these, have I? So if you're fusion reactors, Equipment grid. Oh, no. That there. Your level 2 engines. Your vehicle robobots. Your level 1 legs. Rockets. Spidertrons are done. Efficiency 3. Cool. Okay, so so it's got yeah, as I say, I mean, I could stick in more, normal robots, I guess, because only consuming 30. So I need some batteries in there as well, I guess, don't I? For the surge. Which I'm not making. Okay. Let's put another one down then. Make some batteries. So. How big are the big ones again? They're like 2x2, aren't they? Yeah. So if you get some in there. So the big ones are level 2s as well. I think I might just sort of stack these up. Wrong one. So if we have that be big 2s, that be big 1s. And then say so it's big 1s, less than 10. Big 2s less than 10. Big 3s less than 10. Ah, that wants lithiums as well. Oh, that needs normal personal batteries. Okay. That one there. Okay. So that's normal personal batteries. Okay. Cool. Okay, so hopefully it'll chuck through and make a few of them as well. So if we could also bolster it with them, I guess, because I think it'll take them. Okay, so we've chucked through, anyway, is the point. And made some new technologies with our rose-tinted glasses on. So let's see about... Oh, that's the pollution stuff, isn't it? Let's see about making some of these new machines and etceteras. Where are the new machines and etceteras? So there's this immersium plate, powder rare metals. Okay. There's this immersium beam. That's made from plate. Immersium gear wheel. That's made from plate. So it feels like we should be putting a new smelt. Now, I don't have any real room here. Because the rare earths, I'm dropping off where? Because that's where they're going on a train. Where am I unloading them? Oh, up there. Okay, so I'm then smelting them. Where? Is that outside? Oh, they're smelted here. Okay. So this is where I was going to expand this if and when I needed to. And we're probably going to end up there. Okay. And then they are on the bus. Yeah, Imersite's there. This is the powder, though. And that's all the way up here. I mean, we could do something very naughty and build it here. Naughty because I'm basically blocking off things, but this is all the red, green, military science that I've basically rendered. I've done all of them, basically, apart from if I do suddenly decide I need a load of military stuff. They're all done, so we could put the smelting in here for Imersite. I'm only thinking one array just at the moment. I think we're getting to a stage maybe where, or we will get to a stage where we need to offshore of it, things. We have to have some actual smelting off-site and bring it in via train. Not least of all because I've squished myself in a bit. The other option would be to use this space. That's less naughty. Because these are only here to help with charging. This is all sort of redundant, these roboports. Especially now they can travel a good distance. Yeah, let's put it in this area here. Okay. Well, I guess I should say, so I did mention it yesterday, but I did a bit of a test of Factorio multiplayer yesterday. Well, no, I tested it during the week with somebody who wanted to play, and went really well. So the plan for using the Discord to sort of set up multiplayer is, for Factorio at least, a bit of a go. Going to hopefully set up a test run for Satisfactory. I'm pretty sure that won't really work very well. Because I don't think my machine's going to be able to run a game as sort of more graphically intense as that. Not just graphically, just generally, and not, early access stage where it's not that well optimized. So we'll have to see. Dyson Sphere, I'm not actually sure whether it's got native multiplayer. I think it's a mod, isn't it? But yeah, if anyone was wanting to do a bit of multiplayer, then there's a Discord available. The bot will give you a link if you need it. You can set that up. I confess that at the moment, if I'm going to start looking for a new job, I may end up with quite a lot of things I need to do effectively, so I may not be that available just yet, especially since odds are that job will be somewhere else and I'll have to then move there, or closer. Maybe a remote job though, but then I'd want to move anyway because I don't really like living here. But yeah, just to make that note again for anyone watching today that wasn't watching yesterday. How close do I want to get this? Ideally I want to sort of have the belts going through the middle, avoiding the pips. So if we say theoretical bacon there, And that's obviously the idea is, I mean, eventually the idea is maybe we'd do some streamed multiplayer if people wanted to give that a go. Did I do these with enough room? Oh, I did, didn't I? Okay. So I'm probably got... If I could just copy this up. Or maybe we should just go electric. Straight off. I'm pretty sure I've made electric furnaces. I don't think I've used them anywhere yet. This coal has lasted so long. Because basically all of the smelting has been running on pretty much this patch. Did I use that one? I don't think I ever even used that one, did I? But the whole smelting, the entire base, has been running on that since the beginning. So yeah. I think we'll go electric. Yeah, let's go electric. Have I got any furnaces on me? Can I even find furnaces? There it is. So let's get some of them in. Have I got my smelting and mining? Smelting electric 2. Super duper. If I put it a bit down, something like that. Oh, is it not? It's not scrolling. But yeah, the idea is Discord. You know, you can basically just ping me and sort of say, we'll get Steam friends set up. Why are those belts? Oh, it's because it's turned round, isn't it? Yeah, that'll work. Okay. Now, at the oh, it's got yellow inserters on it there. How antiquated. And yellow to blue. Let's also do it in here. Yeah, obviously ping me on the Discord server. That one. What level? Oh, it's only got level 1 prod modules in it. Oh, let's just leave that bit. So the original idea, so this, it was coming in that way, wasn't it? So I need to reverse that. So it comes in from the bell. And it's actually a double input, isn't it? Because we're immersing plate. Immersing. Excuse me. Right, yes, so why have you not built them? Not in logistics. Well, I know I'm not in logistics network. Okay, it's too far away. So let us extend it. Oops. Yeah, I mean, if people, you know, if people didn't want to do, you know, streamed multiplayer, then that's not a problem. Just play it, basically. But might be good to do some of the overhaul mods via multiplayer. That would be sort of take the strain off a bit, in a sense. Right, so what I need, will it do it without the actual beacons on, or does it go a bit funky? Beacon modules. So that's 21.8. In fact, let's do it. Yeah, 21.87. And that's 22.5. What? Oh, because it's got the prods on it. Yeah, so it doesn't do the maths without them actually being there. Let's let it chunk them through then. I suspect this is like way over the top for, you know, this is probably, I can't actually support this. So there's one missing anyway. So in terms of fast transport belts, so it's only 0.2 of a belt anyway. And I would need 0.8 of a belt of Imersite powder. I'm not producing that. And 0.5. I could do that. But we've got nowhere near enough Imersite powder being made. I think it's only 0.3 or something. Yeah, 0.338. Now, this could be boosted up. You know, there is, as you can see, stuff sat on the belt. Although it's not using it, is it, at the moment? Because it's not doing anything. But the other question, I guess, is can a single red belt feed it in? No, it cannot. So in theory, if this was to, you know, if I eventually get more Imersite powder, this is too much. Because this is only half a belt. So how far back do I need to go for it to be half a belt? Because I could put things on the side, but I'm not. I think I'd rather just chop it down. Because say if we're not even getting half that, so you know, not really much point in it being there. So that's 0.54. 0.506. Should we leave it at that? Let's leave it at that. Okay. Oh. No power bomb. Why no power bomb? Should be one there, I think. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. The machine. 1, 2, 3. No. So it would be down there, I think. 2, 3. Bosh. Cool. So this will be this. In fact, let's just swap this, because if it's 0.18, what's the point in having red belt? Given I'm not actually making that much red belt, really, in the grand scheme of things. Right, so we need to get this one in, and then where is... There it is. Okay. And that's coming this way from the other side. So if we do that... doing that way as well. So say if we do that, pop that underneath. And splitter in there. Fiddly bowl. Okay. Whoops. And then get that over there. In fact, no, let's make sure it's there, because I'll do something silly like take some other material and expect it to get all the way to the end, and it won't get there. So something in here that I've just got so much requested. Oh, why have I got level 1 prods? Oh, crikey, where are they? Are they even on there? No. Let's get rid of them then. That'll have been where I was fiddling about the thing. Right, are we making Immersium plate? Immersium. We are. Super duper. Right, let's put some of it in a chest so it's generally available. Let's put a roboport here. Let's put a chest here. Inserter there. Light there. Logistics connection. Where are you? There you are. It's quite a funky little model it's got. I quite like that. Didn't mean to do that. 200. Gravity grab. Lovely jubbly. Now, we can add this to one of these. Oops. One of these lanes I created. In fact, why not put it on that one? Like that. And then I could. Well, I know then, hopefully. That's only going one way. Okay, so immersion plate. We have immersion plate. It may actually need to go this way because I bet there's some machines that are better to make over here. I suspect I'm going to be switching to basically like bot mini production for a lot of the machines and stuff now. You know, like it's just requesters and providers and storage. From now on, I suspect. But yes, so we can make these energy storage guys. Which are the upgraded accumulators, as I understand it. They're made from rare metal, steel beams, and ECUs. Okay. 50 ECUs. Oh, but then it's 25 times the capacity, isn't it? 250 megajoules versus 10. Wow. So literally we're only going to need a couple of them to replace all of the solar I put in. I just assumed that the panels and the accumulators were upgrades, and they are, but they're also not, because these are 3x3 and these are 4x4, so you can't just upgrade this, which is what I was assuming. So I'm guessing the new accumulators are probably going to be massive chunky boys, aren't they? So we need a new design for the upgraded whatchamacallits. Okay, but we need to make... Where are they? Are they on here? These RCU, energy control units. No, they're going to be in this one, aren't they? There they are. So they're made from lithium-sulfur batteries, electronic components, and low-density structures. And Imersite crystals. So it seems... So low-density structures are just getting used all over the place, aren't they? Am I putting... Oh look, we're onto the eating through the old science ones. So I better keep an eye on that. I mean, there's loads stacked up, you know. So it'll be ages before it actually eats through everything, especially with only 5. But that means we could probably add some more useful research. I guess let's do the advanced tech cards, because that's a gateway thing, isn't it? And what do they need? Oh, they need these matter processing things. So if I add them on as well. What I do need to check, I keep forgetting, is how quickly these are eating science. Oh. Will it not tell me? Oh, okay. Why won't that tell me? Oh well. Because I'm not sure this is really enough to eat the 90 we're making. Obviously, we're not actually doing any with them. But I probably need more machines, really. Just to set... Or I suppose I could get modules in them, couldn't I? Right, so we'll go up to the other end, because this feels like a job to be doing up here. If we've got all this Imersite and lithium batteries here, let's make the advanced electronic, whatchamacallit thingy, units up here. So they've got a 10-second craft time. Wow. I assume this is... I need to be getting into like super duper machines, the advanced manufacturing ones, because everything now seems to have a really, really long manufacturing time or crafting time. And from what people were saying, these ECUs are like mega important. They're used in a lot of stuff. So the question, I mean, the thing I'm not doing is making very many of these, and they're certainly not going on the bus. So do we want to put them on the bus? Because what I was thinking is there's also some of those being made over here, just like the rocket fuel. So I was thinking about busing both of them, since I freed up those lanes. And we can add the rocket fuel up here. I mean, I could just divert a second one over, couldn't I? It seems daft to make another production area for rocket fuel. Even most of the rocket fuel's just sat there not doing anything. But these, I could have a priority splitter and the other one as well. So it makes sure that this is fed, but then when it's got extra, it can just send them onto the bus. Yeah, that's what I'll do, I think. Right, let's set that up then. So make that a priority splitter to the right. And then take this down here. There we go. Now, where do we want to put this? So if we put one on here, so RCU's on there, for example. And rocket fuel on the other one. So the top one is the, not RCUs, the low density structures. This one here. So again, we can have a priority. How best to do that? If I do it there, I say priority on the right. Make sure the research is fed first. I mean, it's not producing more than the research needs, but it's just that the research seems to be sat there quite idle most of the time. So rather than build yet more production, let's just repurpose it. So delete that, I guess, maybe. I'll just leave it for the time being though. Right, so the bottom one then, same job. No point this sitting here idle. And so this is why I'm wondering if the machines are actually really eating, you know, what I'm producing, science-wise. Because it feels like probably not. Okay, oops. There. Underground this one. Oops. That. Okay, so that's rocket fuel 1. Oh, I wasn't going to... Oh, I don't. Let's just have it on the bus. For something I'll probably end up using it somewhere. Maybe. Right, so I need to feed it in here somehow. Right. No, let's not put it there. Let's put it there. Take advantage of that little gap we've already got. So. Tiny trickle of low density structures. I'm guessing I probably need to put low density structures in as well, do I? Did I hook that up? Yeah, they're just not really moving very quickly because it just doesn't. Is it a 30-second craft time on them? Okay. So that's the rocket fuel connection. Because this is what, this is nowhere near enough. And I guess I should connect the low density structures in as well, shouldn't I, really? So if we move them up. In fact, can I weave that around there? We make that a splitter. That a regular belt. So we want the low density to come in either next to it or one over. So one over would work if we move these. Like so. Then that could be there. No, it couldn't. That's okay. It could be there. That. Oops. That. Output that way. Weave that around. I don't know. Bring it up that way. Right, so we're now feeding. I think I probably want input priority on that as well. So we're now feeding sort of excess from science towards the rocket. So anything that's left over, we are safe to pull up here. Okay. Right, so let's build some more stuff then. So if I put that there. So this is going to make these ECUs, and they're 4 ingredient recipes. Any ratios on it? So it's 6 and 9. Wow. Crikey. But it's a 10-second craft time. Can you get prods in them? Will it let you do that? Oh, it will. Okay. So if I did one lane up the back that was, say, ECUs, and then one lane, 2 lanes rather, an output could be there. Or am I just sort of massively overestimating how much I can produce? That's the question. So in terms of regular transport belts, wow. So if we were doing usual array, say we have 8 machines, so it's not even 1/10 of a second. So it's only 0.6, isn't it? I did another one. What does that look like? Okay, so that's getting close to a belt's worth. Okay, so that's more than a belt of electronic components, which is presumably why it gives you that better recipe, because the demand for these skyrockets. So, if we just leave that there, but that's a belt's worth of components. In fact, it isn't, is it? Because it's half side. So, that only requires 0.6. I just wondered, so I could go more my normal way of doing it, I think. Oops. So we could have, say, Imersite and electronic components on this one, and say batteries and low densities up there, because that's shared. I know. If we share... Oops. So if I do all of them... No, I couldn't share the two middle ones. They'd have to be that. And 0.6 and... Yeah, in fact, that works out perfectly, I think. So if this outside one is electronic components and low-density structures, then it's only feeding those machines. So 0.6 plus 0. Oh no, it's only half a belt, isn't it? So it's not 0.6. That's annoying. Let's just chop a machine off. Oops. Chop a machine off then. What are we moaning about? Have I got some random rubbish in me? Oh, I've got all of these things. So this needs to go down to half a belt, doesn't it? Yeah. So now I can have those two on that belt and those two in the middle. And obviously that gets repeated on the outside. Okay, cool. I haven't been leaving room for the things to go, but I can underground them this way rather than what I've been doing before. Right, okay, so we need electronic components and the Imersite crystals. So electronic Imersite crystals are there. Where are the components are there? Okay. So if I do that, and then that's going the other way. Which way is that travelling then? That way? Okay. Where am I? Oh, it's because it's on this side of it. Okay. Let's just do that then. And then this needs to be on the other side. So we can just do a little cheeky weave round. Like that. So that gets those two. I guess I just want a copy of that, pretty much. Here. Right on the path. Right on the path. Same again, probably a bit neater on this one. So if I do that, I can put that there. Have that load on like that. It's a little tidier. And then this one here. It's fine. Okay, so that's those two. This is the output, isn't it? So what else do we need? We need load in. Wait. What was I going to put on which one? I think I put the wrong things on, haven't I? Does it matter? So put those two on one belt. Yes, it does matter because that's going to be shared across two. Bum. So that needed to be low density structures, not Imersite. Idiot. So it needed to be this one. Which has got nothing on it at all. That's not a good sign. That's not a good sign. In fact, with these two being here, yeah, we could just do it that way, couldn't we? So seriously, I thought I'd sort of well, not solve my problems, but I thought I'd cracked a way of getting low density structures for free, but there doesn't appear to be anything on that belt. Oh, well, if I'm not going to connect it, there's not going to be anything on that belt, is there? Okay. So we need that. Well, I'd have to clear that off, aren't I? Let's just get rid of it. I'm sure it's been requested somewhere by some chest, so hopefully if... Oh, I haven't got it set as a auto trash. We're doing well here today, lads. Right. Promise I do know how to play the game. Broadly speaking. Okay. Right. Them up there. That. Cool. So we want inserter on this side. Inserter on this side. Output there. Oh, these are one far... Oh. I forgot to move the actual machines. So this is a one far over. One tile over. Ugh. It's no problem we can't solve with a bit of spaghetti. Always remember. Right, so let's finish this off. That on there. Those on there. Okay. Now I can copy that up. Those two. And we just need to hook up Imersite crystals and lithium batteries. Okay. Did I ever put lithium batteries on the bus? I don't know that I did, but we will see. Because what I was thinking with the batteries is like reusing the normal battery line. Because I don't think normal batteries... Yeah, I never attached them. Because I've got this whole lane here somewhere. There. This one. That's just regular batteries. And I'm not doing anything with them. You know, they sort of end there. Up here somewhere. It's quite a way up. Because they're not really being used for very much of anything. There you go. And I think that's feeding accumulators. So we could basically have this be another swaps out to lithium. Because we're going to need, if we're going to make some of these laddies, the energy storage ones, they're, oh no. Oh, do they not use they're not even upgraded accumulators. They use these ECUs instead. Ah, okay. And they've got lithium sulfur batteries in. So it's not like I have to feed, basically, I don't have to feed back this, the lithium sulfur batteries back. Should I do that? I'm starting to make a bit of a mess for myself, in all honesty. Because we do have... Oh no, we don't. That's got AI cores on it. Because we're out of lanes, basically. But we have space to put another set of 4 in. Decisions. So the batteries just aren't being used for anything? Battery. Oops. Usage. So it's using accumulators, personal batteries. Tesla coils, I mean, I've not been using those, but that's fine. Obviously robotics, we've already got that set up. Lasers, as I say, it's NA. Personal robot, I've done them and it's covered. Personal lasers is fine. And obviously you can turn them into nothing, so there's no actual usage for batteries. So, yeah, I think I'm going to clear this line. So, what we can do is basically put a little break in here. Did I disconnect it at the other end? And just put a active provider. If I can power it. And chuck them in there. Now hopefully I have disconnected it already. It's all the way up here. No. There, so that's disconnected, so that's okay. I could put the equivalent down the end. All the way down here. And this... Oh, okay. I forgot I put these on. So I don't want these, do I? Because that's doing a weird circulatory loop thing. Just need to get rid of all that. But yeah, that'll just clear up the belt slowly. So I can just manually get rid of what we don't want here. Now where's the actual... Oh, that's in the wrong place, isn't it? Because the actual lithium batteries are here. Okay. I'll just do another one. Oh. Oops. Batteries, there's batteries there. So I'll just put a little break in there. And active provider on that. How about that? How about that? Connect them there. So I'll just get rid of these. do the rest. Okay, so we want them here. So let's let that chug through, basically. And we also want Imersite crystals. Okay. Where's that then? That's Imersite plate. So that's the crystals there. And I'm converting this top one into batteries. That's nearly done, isn't it? Cool. Yeah, so if we just put a little, say, a little break in here as well. Because it needs to eat through all of these batteries. Oh, there's no power. It's not going to do anything without any power. Yeah, and let's sort of fix the mess I made here. And make a new mess. That there. That. So it needs to be half lithium batteries. So let's put it like that. Actually, let's leave that unfinished. And then got a random underground. Need to put it on the other side. Oops. Right, so now we should have everything. Finally make these ECUs. Crikey. Made a bit of a meal of that. ECUs. Debate if there's less than 50. Just let that chunk through. So one of the things I really like about Factorio is how optimized it is, because on my OBS stats thing, we've not dropped a single frame. From the stream. We've not dropped a single frame from skipped, from network lag, or from encoding lag, and we've dropped 11 frames from rendering lag. I say it's running a great big mod that I'm sure can't be as optimised as the main game, because that's not how mods work, no matter how good it is. But any of the other games that I do, Satisfactory, Sphere, they're always a bit stuttery and messy and all that sort of stuff. Right, so we've got some ECUs. What the heck do we do with them? Well, we put them, for one thing, into these things. 50. So yeah, this is it gets big, doesn't it? And we get better machines to cope. Is this still just chunking away at normal? Or has it burnt up all of the science? No, still just chunking away at normal. Oh, we're running out of red though. Cool. Running out of red. Excuse me. And we're running out of green as well. And military. Super duper. It's the military, I think, that's probably going to be the... Well, no, I guess it's the red, isn't it? The military is the more painful one to produce, because I've chopped off the lanes supplying these. Right, so yes, ECUs. We had a bing bong bing. So we're now into advanced tech cards and all that sort of stuff. And that one leads me to that one, does it? And I think that's the final research, basically. Final tech card. What I really need to know. Have they changed? I'm a bit worried that it's been changed and it's not like it's broken effectively, because that's a weird item name. And it might be because it's deprecated or it didn't work or whatever. Methods for advanced space-time curvature have been discovered, enabling the abuse of the laws of physics to construct even more efficient and mind-bending machines. But it's that one, isn't it? No? Which one is it? Which is the one that represents... There's one that's the end game, isn't there? Is it that one? No? Well, that represents the end of the... Oh, and wins the game. What? I'm not seeing to go... Oh, that's the science description. Okay, sorry, it's different. So unlocks the intergalactic transceiver, which creates a singularity to communicate with distant galaxies and wins the game. So that's the one we need to do. So once we've got all three tech, the last two tech cards, we can basically do that and technically win the game. Because all it needs is the tech cards. I'm guessing these are particularly tricky to produce. So we would need... Where's the other one? That one. So we would need immersive gear wheels. Oh, there we go. So I'm guessing that's where we need to be really getting heavy on immersium, because there's no way I'm producing that with the current setup. And what about the other one then? So this one, AI cores and charged matter stabilizer, which is that tech. And how do you make them? Oh, right. Well, okay, that's a charging and discharging thing. Okay. Convert wood into matter. Get wood from matter. Convert biomass to matter. Get biomass from matter. And then we've... So you turn everything into matter or unmatter it. Okay. Can you do that for... Oh, you can do it for water. That's where people have... So when people have said you can do, infinite free material, because water is an infinite resource. So you can just convert, or just, you can convert water to matter, and then matter to anything else. Okay. Be interesting. Oh, advanced robots. More flexible ways to store and recharge your robots. Okay. Interesting. Superior exoskeleton. So I don't know what you charge them with. That's the question. Is it just electricity? But yeah, they're made from immersium plate and ECUs, which are made from immersium. So yeah, we've got to get immersium rocking. Although I'm guessing, because you can make the immersium from this, can't you? So I imagine this is a massively power hungry process. Matter plant. Can I do a matter plant? Advanced furnace. Where do we get a matter plant from? Antimatter reactor. No, that can't be it. Matter cube. Convert matter cube into matter. Matter is starting to lose all meaning. Matter plant. Oops. Oops. Matter assembler? Matter plant. Oh, right, we get that matter processing. Okay. That makes sense. But then a matter assembler transforms matter into intermediate products. Okay. Funky. Matter assembler. That's the research we're doing next, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. Right. Well. Yeah, so let's try and make some of these then. Rare metals, steel beams, processing units, and energy control units. They take 30 seconds to craft, but each one is the equivalent of 25 whatchamacallits, accumulators. So maybe I could just have a little cheeky machine here and just order in the rest of the stuff. Because how many of those am I actually going to need? Are they used in anything? I can't imagine they are. I just think they're big accumulators. Krastorio 2 logo. Usage. Yeah, so they're just literally big accumulators. So I think one machine just making a few of them, because I don't think we're even banging up against the power. You know, it's got so much spare power. I haven't done anything with nuclear. Yeah. Let's just whack in. Cheeky little machine. Excuse me, making them. Don't suppose I can. No. I guess we could whack some speeds in, given it is so slow. None of those are on these belts, are they? No. So we want that, but not that. And that in. So that can go there. This, we only want, I don't know, say 5 of them, maybe? Let's just sit it on 10. So that's the equivalent then, if there's 1 to 25, that's the equivalent of 250 regular accumulators. So that one, so 10 of them, is more accumulators than I've, equivalent storage for more accumulators than I've got in my single, in my blueprint. So 10, 20, 30, whatever. So it's probably like 7, is it, or something? For each one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. So that's 7 by 8. So, oops. 56 times, say, 7. So 400 would do store the exact same amount as all of that, and we're not even really using that. It's got to be, I mean, unless I've just gone nuts and overdone it anyway. But it's got to be that the matter stuff is like massively power demanding, I guess. Right, I'm going to round some of these up. Make that 50. Make that 50. So I've made one. Did I set a limit on that? I did. So let's go and plop a couple of them down. Just to see them in action. I think we might play about with more radiation, nuclear stuff, I think, then. I say, these techs are... This research is really slow. I guess we could stick some modules in there. But, yeah, it seems to be really slow. Where am I going? I'm going down to the accumulators and solar panels and etc. Oops. Yeah, so the big thing's Imersite, isn't it? But once we've got this matter system going, I'm wondering how much, you know, how easy it is to sort of convert over to making, basically turning water into Imersite. I shouldn't have been burning the wood either then, should I? If you can turn wood and coal into other things, I shouldn't have just started burning it. I mean, I got tons left, so I could chop that off, but might as well convert it into something more useful than just a tiny amount of power. Oh yeah, look at the size of them boys. Crikey. So, 1, 2, 3. So it's 3 times as big as a single one, but holds the equivalent of 25, which I say is more than I've got there. So there's no particular animation to it, is there, that one? Just the flashing symbol. Yeah, fine. Okay. Right, let's see if we can play with some nuclear stuff then. Let's see. I guess I could see what these are about as well. Whereas equipment grids that have an energy absorber. 2 towers may not be placed too close together. So let's build a couple of them. See what they're about. An energy absorber. That's presumably a personal equipment thing, is it? Energy absorber. Let's do one for me and one for Spidey. I'm just wondering if I'm better off driving Spidey around. Where is he? He's over here, isn't he? Just that fuel thing sort of surprised me. It's about the same, isn't it? We're about the same speed. But then he would have lots of them. Right, can I put some big batteries in you finally? I can. Because I've got one. Did I get a 4th? I think I'll just get rid of this. Maybe it is useful, but... Put them back. And then I could have some more roboports myself. Or, preferably, some more legs. What could I fit in there? How could I rearrange that? I don't think I can I? I've not actually got the space. Do I need 3 of them? Probably not. So I think I'm slightly faster than Spidey now. Yeah. Especially on the concrete. Okay. Can I hold these? Oh dear. Fifth. Oh, it's set to empty. Not full. Oh well. Oh well. got a great reason to burn it now then. Right, so how do I make power out of deuterium fuel rods? Presumably, I need some kind of fusion reactor. There we go. Now there's a recipe and a half. Crikey. Produce a large amount of energy. One fusion reactor can support 20 advanced turbines, which is those badgers. They're made from steam turbines. Presumably we need heat pipes as well still. Does that just take steam? 100 second, max temperature 975. Temperature 415. So how do I get the steam up to 975? Anyway, I can't make one of them anyway without setting the machine up. So let's just do that. I think it's just one, basically. I'm not gonna, you know, go nuts unless it turns out I have to. Why did I do one of them? It's not even in range. No. I just put that exactly out of range. Brilliant. Yeah. Okay. Put that there. Make me one of these, please. And then we want that there. That there. In fact, let's do a couple of 3. And then we can tweak the recipe. Obviously, it's brought the wrong things. So, get those 2. Oops. Okay, so hopefully it'll make me one of them before the heat death of the universe. Now I need to make... I never set any of these up, did I? So how do you get the steam up to 975 if that can only go up to 415? Okay. But we know we need these. And they're made from them. And they're made from them. Okay. So we can have a little chain here. Did it say it supported 10? $20. Okay. Wow. So a little bit of a production thing here. Production chain. So this is going to make steam turbines. This is going to make regular steam turbines. This is going to make advanced steam turbines. Oh, I don't need them, do I? We want requesters. And output here. Advanced steam turbines. Limit that to 20. Copy the recipes in. Oops. I think I have actually got some random steam engines left. No rare metal steel beams, and obviously not them. So I think I have randomly got some of them. Right, yes, so let's let that chug away, I guess. I quite like one. Sometime soon, please. Satisfaction 0 of 7. Oh, because it's not. It's obviously used them up. Cool, yeah, let's just let it run. Have you made one for me yet? Not yet, because you need steel beams. Lots of. Okay. 350 steel beams. Yeah, so... Excuse me. That one there. Now we need heat pipes and heat exchangers as well, I guess. But I don't know. Maybe just feed that in, feed water in that directly. I can't see us not needing heat pipes. No, let's just wait for it to make. In fact, have I got steel beams? I have. Is that enough? Yes, it is. Superb. How long does one of those take to make then? 200 seconds. Wow. That's 6, 12, 18... 3.5 minutes? Wow. If I put some speeds in it then. Oh, we've got one of these. Oh my life. They're big. No, so you put steam into them. Okay. Consume steam. Okay. So we are going to need heat exchangers. Unless this outputs steam somehow. I should put that back, otherwise it'll make... Well, I say that. Still made any more. Even speeds on these as well. Nearly there. Oh, oh dear. Ah, okay. Yeah, so you can put steam directly into this. Input water directly in. Ah, okay. Glad I didn't make some heat exchangers now. Fusion. Okay. Look at the size of it. Absolute unit. Let's just, I mean, it'll make another one, and that's fine. Maybe at some distant future we'll need that. This is still waiting on steel beams, isn't it? Okay. Yes, so if we put this somewhere down here, sort of kind of out the way, right next to the water, so maybe down to there, across to here. So if we put this, what, that way around, the size of it. So if it's there, what? Oh, I've made some already. Oh, there. That. Turbine. So that's that. So we need to bring... That's probably going to be in the way, isn't it? Okay. What am I looking for? We need to bring the logistics down here. I mean, I know that the, you know, Geiger counter thing's not gone off, so I don't know if you don't suffer radiation from these, or just the... Right, no, that was done. Just the shields are protecting me? Don't know. You need fuel cells, so you need to request up. Right. Let's put that there. that. That's there. So you need to request some of these million DT fuel cells I've made. And then output it. Oops. We'll make this an active provider. Oh, funky noise. Oh. I suppose it's meant to be a Tesla. Not a Tesla reactor, is it? The toroid, you know, what do they call it? The toroidal thing, because it's meant to be fusion, isn't it? Tokamak, that's what they call. Stop. Okay. Now, I guess the other question is, does it let me put... Am I going to have to use, like, steel pipes or something? Because aren't these, like, more efficient with temperature or something? Was this greater pressure? What's that? Curved ducts. Small straight duct. 1.2k. Steel underground pipe. Greater pressure. So we might have to use, because that's 18,000. 12,000. Didn't say anything about losing temperature or anything. But that steam is lower temperature. Because that's a... Oh, no, 975. Okay, so maybe it doesn't lose temperature. Right, how many advanced turbines have you made me? 6. Okay. Great job. Keep working. So this... Oh, does this have pass-through on it then? Or is that just... Can I stick 2 of these next to each other? Is what I mean. I guess there's probably no demand just at the moment. It'll kick in at night, I guess, won't it? And we're not halfway through the day yet. It's got steam in it, though. So it looks like they do pass-through. Okay. Oh, the model doesn't have an upside-down version. Okay. Fine. So I assume that's connected? Yeah. Okay. How many can I get? Can I get 2 next to each other, though? Or, I guess... 3? Yeah, so I get 3 next to each other. But if I put that there... Yeah, they're connected, aren't they? Okay. What's going on there? There we go. Oh, got that in the wrong place. So what's that? That's 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. I didn't get it in the wrong place. There was just a tree or a rock there. Okay. So, how many is that? 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. I'm guessing that's terrible design. And these are basically not going to get any high temperature steam or something, but I don't know. So, are you going to kick in now that we're getting dark? Oh. All the fusion react... Oh, no, that... Hey. Or does the fusion reactor consume power as well? Oh, output 4. What have I done there? Why are you not... Oh, that's the one that's full. Okay. Oh. So steam still has its temperature all the way at the end there. Okay. Yes, our advanced steam turbines are doing the job, basically. So 400 megawatts isn't even... It's like basically idling, isn't it? Because doesn't it do 500? So one of them can run our entire base. Wait, how is it producing 400? With only 10, half the things. How is it doing that? I am confused. How did that get up to 800 if it can only do 400? Oh, it's consumption. Sorry, I'm looking at the consumption. Oh, just abrupt stop. 100 megawatts on 20 of them. Wow. So that's 2 gigawatts? Okay. Meaty. Meaty. As I say, given I've got like 1 million, you know, nuclears, there's still, I mean, I'm a bit surprised that patch is even still there, but I've converted all of that into blooming, you know, uranium, basically, fuel, so 4,700 and 30,000 of the respective ones, so we are not short. And this is a simpler production chain, isn't it? Because there's nothing particularly special. There's no special process for, you know, clearing these. The only issue is more that I've made millions of them. Okay. So it'll fill that out, and it'll also make as many as we need to support a second one. If for some reason we need to go up to 4 gigawatts of power. From that. Yeah, I think that's actually simpler. I don't, well, unless I'm just used to doing nuclear. Normal nuclear. It doesn't seem that complicated. Cool. Okay. I guess I could tag some stuff. I don't know if I'm just expecting things to be more complicated than they are all the time. But a lot of these seem pretty reasonable. Oh, wrong thing. Put that. Can't I do symbols? I can. So we do nuclear. Oop. Okay. What did I make here? So that's a Imersite plate. Like so. Then we also added on some of these ECU lads. These ECUs. Yeah, it's just not running very quickly at all, is it, science? So let's first off, let's get some modules in. A bit of free stuff. Then we can add some bacons on. Compensate. Whoops. Like that. And we want speeds in them. Some power. Oops. Powered. Oh. Helps if you put them sufficiently close that they can actually hit what they're powering. They are so loud. Okay, what I think I'm going to do is tweak the machines making those, because, you know, we've now got, we're literally, so, you know, there's enough stuff there to make another one of these, and this isn't hardly trickling along. You know, 90 a minute or whatever. It's not even using it properly. So we want a few more machines, I think. Where the heck are they being made? Up here. Here we go. So those are the quantum computers, and those are the singularity labs. So if I make some advanced labs... Did I ever have a machine making labs? I don't think I did. Okay. So if we just make some advanced labs, can I... I can't fit that in, can I? Okay, let's just make it next to it and the bots can sort of sort it out. So if we make some advanced labs... There is also that like new beacon. I don't think I've actually researched that, but it's somewhere new. Somewhere nearby. So we want red. So if I've got that there, no, that there, and you make regular labs. To insert them across there. Put them in a chest. So, oops, we'll make 10 of them. Okay, and then you want, oops, you both want input. And you need that from a requester. Take that off of there. Oh, wire, okay. Huh. Right. So they both need wire, don't they? So if I instead... There's so much copper in the system. I don't mind requesting that at all. So I don't quite understand how, to be honest with you. Don't quite understand where all the coppers come from, but good to have a use for it. So if we put, you know, just a machine basically here, and we add copper to this, like that, we can have that coming in there. A couple of those boys. These making wire. Probably need some speeds on them, I guess. Steel beams again. I think I've got one machine making steel beams. Don't think I bust them at all, did I? No. It's got steel plate, but steel beams. So I think I've got like one machine just chucking away somewhere. Where? Where would you be, my friend? Where would you be? Ah, there. And it's doing it as an offshoot as well. So I could do with a bit of steel beam production, because everything seems to want steel beams now. Oops. Why am I doing that remotely? Why don't I go over there? Actually, let's go straight for greens. That. And we'll set this to, I don't know, something quite high as everyone's using it. 1,000 maybe? Cool, so that's a bit more steel beams for everybody. It's got enough copper cable, but you're making advanced labs. Singularity lab. Where are they going then? Oh, have I requested 1,000,000 singularity lab? Because there's nothing in that chest. Have I requested a load? No, mine's on 0. So where are they going then? Oh, I'm getting confused. Those are the ones that... Yeah, okay, sorry. It wouldn't be making any because... Yeah. Must be getting close to the end of the stream. Right. So let's extend this up. As far as the thing goes. Now we can copy and paste this. Yeah, that's fine. Take the power up. Copy one of them in. I think it's because it got skewered because this is it's like positioning them in the same place. They're sufficiently big. You know, they have a weird interaction with the power poles, basically. Okay, so it will chug through. We've already got one more. Cool. So hopefully that'll make some sort of... I mean, it's doubling the amount of labs, so it's got to make some sort of difference, hasn't it? And if we've got available... Look at that, funky. Wonder what was going on there. So we're not getting the charge spike because we're not using accumulators at all now. Yeah, we've got oodles of power. Oodles of power. Oodles of poodles of power. Okay, I think I'll pop on... So we know that we're kind of using blue. Not using blue, sorry. For those. So maybe if I do that one until it runs out. Yeah, let's do the laser one as the next thing. But next up, because does that not use So the tank in this game doesn't use military science then? Interesting. But yeah, so the job next week. What, these are all unlocked by what I'm researching, aren't they? Yeah. Job next week is just to keep going. I mean, there's not that many techs left. You know, and once that one's done, we could technically sort of win the game, I think. I might have to leave it running for, 4 hours to do all that research in a time. So probably better to spend time actually building stuff. But yeah, they're very expensive, aren't they? Yeah, the big job is that basically we need to get these. Well, we've got the antimatter one, advanced one done. So we can do that straight away. There it is. But I don't think I'm going to be able to produce them very quickly at all. Because I would need loads of immersium. But I guess if we can get this one unlocked, then we can... Because I think there's only one immersium that I found other than that one. So there's one Imersite, sorry. There. Was there another one? So I'm not sure that wasn't the only other one I've found. Difficult to see. These don't appear on... If I do this... No. I mean, that will, because it's got a machine on it. But these don't... No. No. Maybe... I was hoping there might be one that would react to dragging something over it. And then I could drag the entire map and see if I've got a third one. But I don't think I have. I think I've only got 2. And that one's got 16 minutes, so it's very similar to this one. So as a sort of stopgap, we could go and bring that over by train. Could just extend this line out here. You know, have a station, well, maybe there or there. Is it, how much mineral? Oh, I've got 4 million left, okay. And that's right there. I need to rework this, I guess, because it needs to run like along sideways basically, because I've not got the room to extend it anymore. But that's relatively simple. Should also really be using the blooming sand for something, because these aren't actually coping with the amount of sand. And I'm guessing we're still short of glass. Once we get everything properly running. So we've got 2 more. See, it's still not actually moving at a continuous flow rate. It's just occasional dribs and drabs of movement. So here we go. This machine is inactive because it's not burning through the science quick enough. Cool. Anyway, yes, so that's it for today. Yeah, the job next time, as I say, is to move on to bigger and brighter technologies, which may require quite a bit of scaling up of stuff. If we're to finish the game in a relatively practical amount of time. May also not. But we'll have to see. Potentially I could start using the spider trunk, couldn't I, for the remote builds and stuff. Cool. Okay, so yes, as I say, that's it for me today. I will bring up the schedule, because I'll be back tomorrow. Yet more. Yet more. Yeah, basically back tomorrow with some more Satisfactory. We are working on a steel foundry. I have a little bit of an amusing story. It appears vehicles are not quite as fixed as perhaps they were claiming. So we'll start off with that, if I can explain it without spending 20 minutes loading old saves up. But basically, I've been ferrying material to the new steel foundry. So we're ready to build that. And basically, I've kind of laid out a thing for the steel smelting, the foundries. But we need to work out how big a footprint I need for the steel beams and steel pipes. Hopefully it'll work together, or we might have some weird multi-floor thing, which might be interesting. And then it's just a case of sort of filling it out, really. So it'll be like the last stream, trying to work everything out. If we get done with that one, we'll just go back to, well, we'll either just keep filling it out, finish it off, or we'll go back to the other foundry, and just keep working on that, because I should finish both of those off before I start on concrete or something, or convert the other factory to Caterium. Because I don't want to get too far. I know it's not as interesting doing those, but I don't want to get too far ahead of myself and then have massive amounts of building to do that's just tedious continuously, because then I'll get bored of it and want to stop. Yes, so I'll be back tomorrow. Next weekend will be exactly the same. No, it won't, will it? Because isn't that the Jubilee weekend next weekend? Hang on. Given that I'm the opposite of a royalist, I'm not actually sure. Jubilee. Because it's the Jubilee weekend. Platinum Jubilee. What date is the Jubilee weekend? 2nd to the 5th of June. And what date is it today? It's the 22nd today. No, so it's not next weekend, it's the weekend after. That is the Platinum Jubilee weekend. Because in the UK we're getting 2 bank holidays, so 2 holiday days, free holiday days, next to each other. So the Thursday and the Friday are going to be bank holidays. So I'll probably do more streams / longer streams, because even if I wanted to do like house hunting or job hunting or whatever, everyone's closed down, so I couldn't. So I'll probably do some longer streams in a couple of weeks' time, or more streams anyway. But next weekend will be absolutely default, normal, no changes type stuff. If you wanted to catch any of my other stuff, so Twitch, if you're watching the VODs on Twitch, that's the address to go to watch them live according to that schedule. If you're on here watching on live stream live, then and you want to catch up on any of the VODs, then they're on YouTube. The channel is alias to Triggles, but it is Trismegistus, so either of those will find me. Also, you can follow me on Twitter, and I post when I go live, basically. And then if you wanted to do multiplayer with me, there is a Discord there. And you can join that and ping me about doing some multiplayer, or anyone else in the community and that sort of thing. That's the intention of the Discord, is to act and do that, and possibly use it for voice comms, that sort of thing, during games if I can't get Steam working. But yeah, so those are all the ways of catching up with me. If you've been watching, I hope you enjoyed it and you might consider coming back for another one. I've been Trismegistus. This has been Factorio. Thanks for watching. Cheers.